What is good, guys? Welcome back to another video. Welcome back to NextGen Wealth Tips. Markets are on a move today, and it could be a turning point for your portfolio. And I'm going to be explaining to you guys why and what is popping today, and talking about the hottest stocks right now. And we're going to start off with everybody's favorite, probably on your radar today, SMCI. Yeah, that's right. The stock has rose over 20% because they finally submitted what they said they were going to submit. They submitted the compliance, the plan to avoid their delisting. And what does this mean? That they're still in the game, because before they were going to get taken out. So in pre-market, we rose almost 20%, man. Look at this. We got up to 30 bucks. And then today it was trading pretty big, but it's kind of up and down right now anyway. But if you would have gotten in down here, you would have made some pretty good money. I know a lot of people that made a lot of money off this, and there's still a lot of potential, but it's just they just listed their plan. It doesn't mean the stock is still going to be relevant, but everybody's trading it today. So I just wanted to point this out. Next, we're going to talk about everybody's favorite, because what is today? Today's Wednesday. That means after market close, they're going to be announcing NVIDIA's earnings, and everybody's hype about this. I'm personally not going to be trading earnings. I feel like it's a 50-50 risk, just because NVIDIA's number one, literally. So one little thing can literally make the stock drop. And I mean, if this drops, SPY is going to drop. A lot of other stocks are really going to drop. So I'm still not going to trade it. But today it did trade pretty well. It started off as 141, then it got up to 143, and then now it's just up and down right now. My true opinion, we did this in our last video. We covered a lot of NVIDIA talk in the last two videos, so I'm not going to yap too much about it. But I'm personally waiting until after earnings to trade it, and I recommend you guys to do the same thing. But yeah, what I did trade today, I traded a little bit of Tesla. It was kind of up and down at first. I bought it down here, browsed it, just held. I held one of my trades here. I sold here, and then I sold around here. It did rose. I kind of tried to predict it a little bit here. It did a little early, but you know, Tesla's still moving pretty heavily. I feel like it is a pretty cheap play if you get it down below 40s, because honestly, I think at around the 30 levels, it's kind of underpriced now. It can reach 360s literally this week. I'm not saying it will, but if you get some good news, it can probably break the 360 line that has been waiting for. So I feel like Tesla is still a good trade, a good stock to trade, but it's been pretty bullish for the last 2 days, and you're gonna have a bearish day, and I think it's coming up. So I'd be very careful if you want to just blindly do some calls. But honestly, I'd wait, because you see it at market open, it normally drops and then it goes up. As you can see, yesterday it did the same exact thing. It dropped at first. Let me zoom in for y'all. It dropped at first and then it went up. So if you want to get a little play, you can wait until it drops, buy it low, sell it high. You don't really have to overstay your welcome. You can just get some money, get out, respect the trading, or the trading will humble you. Next on the list is indeed Bitcoin. It's not really on the list. I just like to update y'all with Bitcoin, because next we're going to talk about Coinbase. But Bitcoin is at 91K, which is pretty good. It's holding the 90K levels, so that's a good and bad sign, because honestly, if we get some better news with Bitcoin or just crypto in general, you can probably see it crack 95K and then probably break 100K. I'm not saying that it's going to break it this week. There is a meeting coming up soon that they're going to try to convince Trump a little bit more, but Trump's already on it. Next, we're going to talk about, of course, Coinbase, which is following Bitcoin's levels. As you can see yesterday, a little bit zoomed out, but yesterday we had a big increase. I think it was like a $20 increase. $20 increase. So you have this stock like growing so much. Like, this is a stock that you want to keep. I didn't trade it today because I felt like it's not really going to move too much, because honestly, I think it does follow Bitcoin, but you need some good news on crypto just to be able to trade it accurately. As you can see today, it didn't really trade too well today. But if you guys get some good news, or if you just see crypto doing very good, this is a stock that you want to look at. The overall market, it's kind of up and down, but I recommend just looking at Nvidia and Tesla. Today, Nvidia, I didn't really want to trade Nvidia, because sometimes pre earnings, it can go either way. It can drop a lot too. Last time it dropped a lot, so yeah. But back to Nvidia, earnings is on the way, so we got to talk about earnings, because it is actually in a few hours. So I'm very pumped for that. But to start, I'm always going to be bullish on the stock. This stock can potentially hit 200 within the next future, maybe by 2025. There's a lot of orders. I think Tesla just cut a deal with Nvidia, but as you know, Nvidia is like backed up like a whole year, 12 months with their chips. It is still going through that overheating thing, but honestly, like there's some servers with over 100 Blackwell chips. So if you put them all together, of course they're going to overheat. But what I'm very, very pumped about with the earnings, they might talk about the new chip and talk more on it. And I think that can really rise the stock if they talk good about the chip. So it just really, really depends on what they say, in my opinion. But let's talk about how people feel about the earnings for NVIDIA. A lot of people are pretty bullish on the quarter three earnings. It shows constant year over year growth, of course. As you know, like last year, it rose a lot. We had a stock split and everything. Driven with huge demand on AI. Many people are saying that it's just, I mean, NVIDIA is never going to drop. It's number one stock. We might have a pullback, but overall, if you're holding this for the long term, I recommend just holding it for the long term. I do recommend waiting until there is a pullback. 140 is a pretty high priced, a little bit, but honestly, I feel like it can pull back to like 130, 120 before you can get back in for the long term if you want to invest long term and if you have a lot of money for that. The bearish side for some bearish comments. A lot of people do have their eyes on NVIDIA, and a lot of people are in NVIDIA. So with that being said, if it does have bad news, you know, it's going to be a huge sell off. As a lower trader, lower portfolio, it can really burn your account if you're on the wrong side of the trade. I'm not saying the stock is overpriced. I think 140 is a pretty good price for NVIDIA. I think it's underpriced, honestly. It can be 160 or 170. That could be a normal price for NVIDIA coming up soon. But this earnings can really change it all. You know how earnings are. So overall, earnings for NVIDIA, I'm going to be honest. Like I said before, I think it's just a 50-50. Last earnings, they actually beat expectations, but they still went down. So it's basically a gamble if you really want to play. And finally, before we end this video, I want to talk about Palantir. This is a big stock that's on a lot of people's radar too. AI, you know, everything AI, honestly, you should look into. Right now, we have a strong bullish sign on Palantir. It did indeed go up like $2 to $3. It's pretty good for this stock. Honestly, I think Palantir is the next Nvidia, as in not it's going to like bypass like 1 trillion market cap, but it's probably gonna be that stock where you're gonna see it at probably 200 to 300 2025. I know I might be projecting it way too high, but honestly, I remember seeing this stock at $20 last year and could have bought it. Honestly, I think it was at 15. You could have bought this stock at $15 and ride it all the way up until 60, even 100. I think by the end of the year or by 2025, we're going to see the stock hit $100 and probably even go even more, just depending on what they do too. It is a good company overall, but honestly, with all the contracts they have, I think Palantir is one of those stocks that you should keep and just hold it until it gets up there. Honestly, you can do some long term options. That's what I'm in right now. I'm in a long term option play for $100. I think I got it at like $40. So we're up on that. But I think Palantir is that one stock that might might be like one of those stocks that split this year. So I recommend keeping this on your radar. I might wait until it gets down lower. Maybe if you can get it at $50. If Nvidia drops, this stock might drop too. So you might be able to get in pretty cheap if Nvidia drops with the earnings. But yeah, guys, thanks for watching the video. I'm sorry it's kind of short. Smash that like button, subscribe if you guys are new. Let me know what other stocks you want me to look at, and go watch some other videos. Let me know if y'all made some money in the comments below. We made some money on Tesla today. I'm very, very pumped for that. And let's hope we stay up for the week. Love you guys. Thanks for watching. Have a great week and a great Thanksgiving coming up.